Investment banking as a whole covers a multitude of sins. As an independent advisor, we are focused very much exclusively on advice in all sense of the word, whether that's mergers and acquisitions work or debt work or equity work.
I think the people that do well here are obviously bright, analytical, hard-working, but I think this is the sort of place that suits people who are quite self-motivated and self-starters, because a big part of why this kind of firm, and this firm in particular, is good is that, you know, we will let people have more responsibility. We will give people the chance to step up, to do more, and to have sort of autonomy on a deal, perhaps earlier than they might get it somewhere else.
I didn't want to be sitting there working on 2 pages of a pitch book that I would never see presented. I wanted to be able to go along to those meetings, and I might not have said anything in any of those for the first year, but at least I was there and I could see exactly how what I was doing fitted into the wider project.
They actually get far more chance to see what the work they do then brings to the deal. So if they work on a presentation, they often get the chance to come to the pitch or the meeting. If they're involved in doing a model, they actually then get to see how we discuss the valuation or what we might do with it or how it might feed into negotiating the deal.
If you've got an opinion, you can voice it, and people will listen, and it's a small enough team that everyone's opinion does count.
We have a culture that encourages independence. We have a culture that is focused very much on a meritocracy. We seek to make it an enjoyable place to work, and we seek to develop people within the organisation to foster their own talents and hopefully to get the best out of them, both from the firm perspective and also in the context of the development of the individual.
Hawkpoint's quite good in that if you identify something that you think you need to work on, then you just ask for the training for it, and they're usually pretty willing to help you out, to help you address whatever it is that you think you need to learn.
We've consistently taken on a number of graduates each year. We invest heavily in their training, both in the first few months that they're within the firm and then more generally as part of broader talent development over a number of years. We will continue to commit to our graduate programme. We have a number of graduates that have risen extensively within the firm, and we are always on the lookout for new graduates who are keen to make their future with us, and in whom in turn we can invest to develop their long-term careers with the firm.
I certainly didn't know at that stage, and I don't think anyone really knows at that stage what sector they want to specialise in for the rest of their life. And so one of the things that I liked about Hawkpoint was they let me work in everything, and I've got quite a bit of exposure to lots of different sectors.
When you join as quite a junior, having a generalist model and having the opportunity to work with lots of different directors and in lots of different sectors is the best way to learn. It's the best way to get the chance to see lots of different sorts of transactions, because if you focus on just media, we won't do an IPO and a take private and a hostile takeover, all in the same year. But if you work across lots of different sectors, then you'll get to do all those sorts of deals. So I think it's a good approach for particularly when you're starting out. My top tips, I think, for coming to interview would be, please read about us, what we do, deals we've done, awards we've won. You can find out stuff about the people that you're going to meet on our website. So, preparation is one of the most easy things to make you look like a superstar.
I suppose my advice, having been through it a number of years ago, is take your time, invest quite heavily in reading up about the opportunities, understand what it is that the respective firms actually offer. And when I say take your time to really understand the firm as best as you can from the outside, what that firm does, what it seeks to do, how it positions itself. Move on from and try and get beyond the names that you hear, and there are a goodly number of well-recognised names. There is significantly more to an organisation than just a name.